Hello and welcome to One Cricket's Live. I am Gargi Raut and joining me is our correspondent, Sir Sandeepan Banerjee. Uh, Welcome to One Cricket. How
Hello,
are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Good to be, inside the studio for a change,
Yes.
and good to meet this young one cricket team.
Well, today we will talk about the Border Gavaskar
Yeah,
Trophy. There were a lot of questions in the first test about the pitches and spin, but I think those questions answered themselves. India was clearly dominant. What is your take on that?
oh, well, you are from Nagpur, so you know Nagpur pitch better than me, I guess. But
Yes.
yeah, of course, there's a lot of talk regarding the pitch, especially from the Australian media. If you've
Right.
seen, they have made an issue out of it, and I felt that sometime at times some of the Australian batters, all this pitch thing was there in their
Right.
mind, I believe. And if you have seen their batting also, like sometimes in the second innings, I believe that they allowed the Indian bowlers to bowl to them. You have played a lot of cricket in Nagpur,
Right.
and you have seen that on those kind of pitches, if you are allowing quality spinners to bowl to you, they will eventually take a
Of
wicket,
course.
right? So you have to be a little bit proactive, little bit aggressive, which they were not in the first test, but in Delhi, I think you can see a better batting from the Aussies.
Right. And knowing the pitch in Nagpur, even people from Nagpur are scared of batting on that pitch because we know how low it gets. Scuffy,
Yeah.
there's not a lot of bounce on it, and it breaks quite easily as well.
Yeah.
And there was that patch on it, it's an infamous patch. So I believe, yes, like you said, that batters, needed to get onto the ball.
Yeah,
It was kind
yeah.
of missing from them. But then Pat Cummins talked about in the press conference that they'll be much more aggressive.
Answering to my question.
Yes, and that
Yes, and I have seen the practice session
right.
today I think Australia practice yesterday and today. And most of their practice session were focused on using their feet, getting close to the ball while facing spin, and trying some aggressive shots. I have seen David Warner playing a reverse sweep in the nets. I have seen Travis Head spending a lot of time in the nets, and the focus obviously was there. And today also, in fact, I asked Pat Cummins regarding this, that going into this test match, now you promised us that you will be more proactive in this test match. So how was the discussion? And he said that yes, we were trying to get on with the things, because on these kind of pitches, you need to score runs to
Right.
be in the game. You cannot be on that Nagpur pitch. It was not a 177
Right.
all-out pitch.
Yes.
And in Delhi, I don't think there will be much spin. I think there'll be, but bounce will be low.
Right. And the second test match is at Firoz Shah Kotla.
Now Arun Jaitley Stadium.
Now Arun Jaitley Stadium. दो चीजें स्पेशल बनाती है कल के टेस्ट मैच को. First is that this could very well be Virat Kohli's last test match. Not
You never know, but yes,
It
Delhi is
could
hosting
be.
a test match after 6 years.
Yes. And then it's Cheteshwar Pujara's 100th test match.
Yes, absolutely milestone test match for the Cheteshwar Pujara. I have been following him for a long time now. He's one of the most likable sports person, not only just cricketer, likable sports person you'll ever meet. And he's very humble, very down to earth guy. Even before, when we used to cover him at the domestic level, he was same. He has remained as the same person. But Rahul Dravid was saying in the press conference yesterday that the longevity factor of Cheteshwar Pujara, because playing 100 test match, especially in a cricket crazy country like
Right.
India, handling the media both on and off the field, not only just media, you need to handle yourself like both on and off the field.
Right.
So you have to admire this longevity factor of the Cheteshwar Pujara. And sometimes I believe that in this Indian test team, he's probably one of the unsung heroes. You never talk about,
Definitely,
so Pujara is probably one of those guys. I have seen Pujara skipping IPL and playing red ball cricket in UK just before an India tour there. So this kind of dedication, sometimes there is not much thing about and gets written on or published, but we cover cricket, and we know that kind of dedication Pujara has for test match cricket and for play, the passion to represent his country.
Right, and I've talked about this before, how Cheteshwar Pujara somehow seems hidden, behind these big names, Rohit Sharma's and the Virat Kohli's.
And
But Cheteshwar Pujara is an a star in himself, and the kind of fitness that it takes to play for so long, that to test cricket, because T20 is,
Yeah.
you play fast and then you recover fast, but uh, to play 100 test matches without playing any other format,
Yeah.
that takes a lot of dedication, especially the kind of game that cricket has become these days. It is so fast paced, and it is all about these franchise leagues and
Yeah.
big money and big stages. But Cheteshwar Pujara has stayed true to his name.
Just
And
one thing I would like to add here.
right,
Cheteshwar Pujara, I don't know whether you can remember or not. In the middle, I think during one tour of West Indies, there was a criticism regarding his strike rate, right?
right,
And there are some stories in the media that team management probably asked him to, improve his strike rate and all those kind of stories. Those stories were never get verified.
right.
But Cheteshwar Pujara, despite whatever written about him, about his strike rate, or in this era of hit out or get out kind of cricket, he has never changed his game. Probably he has added few shots to his
Right.
game, but he has never changed his method. See Cheteshwar Pujara, trying on a difficult wicket, he will try to survive, or the old way of playing cricket, like give the first session to the bowlers and next two will be yours. He believes in this theory rather than go out there and get a quick fire 40 or 50 to maintain his average. He will not do that. He will play the I think hard game. I think he is a tough cricket. He doesn't look like, but he's a very tough individual. Mentally, he is very tough.
Absolutely. It takes, 100 test matches. Saying that this is his 100 test match is a statement in itself.
Yeah.
Well, since tomorrow the match is at Arun Jaitley Stadium, what kind of pitch are you expecting when we talk about
Look,
this
whatever,
venue?
because we are not allowed to go to the playing area and all. Whatever
Right.
I have seen about the preparation of the ground and pitches and whatever pictures they were there in social media, Delhi you will see a low bounce. There will be of course low bounce, but there will be some runs. So that's why I believe that Australia will be in the game, because
Right.
if they can bat first maybe or score around 350 something like that, and they will probably have a longer batting lineup this time around with someone like Cameron Green coming in the scheme of things.
Right.
So I think you can see some sort of and also I think some of the Australian batters probably will look to go after the bowling.
Definitely.
And Delhi is one ground where if you want to go after the bowling, you can score runs at
Right.
a
It
fast
is
rate.
a little bit smaller
Yeah,
also.
compared to Nagpur
Yes.
and all those big grounds. Yeah.
In contrast, I've recently I went to watch this Ranji match between Delhi and Tamil Nadu, I think,
Okay.
at Feroz Shah Kotla. And I saw that the Delhi batters were batting at the time. They were struggling against pacers because there was a lot of bounce on that pitch for some reason. And I'm not sure why it was happening. They were struggling against the short balls, and
Yeah.
half of the players that got out, I saw around 4 to 5 batters get out, and they all got out on a short ball.
Wow.
Because they were struggling against the short balls, of course. And
But
there
I think this pitch, I don't think there will be much
of
bounce.
course.
But that on a pitch where the bounce is low, it's very hard to face the short ball.
Right.
As a batter, you are not
Yes.
sure about that
Yes.
what bounce it will. Yeah. So yeah.
Yes, and Rohit Sharma in the first test match scored a brilliant century. One of the finest knocks from Rohit, I believe.
Absolutely.
And although I see that Rohit isn't celebrated as much as an opener in red ball cricket, what's your take on that?
I think that was one of his finest knocks, because if you like look at that knock carefully, on day one the ball was new, it was coming
Yes.
onto the bat, so he played his shots. But in the second day, when the ball, it was tough to get runs, he applied himself.
Right.
He like some of the other batters, probably in the Australian batters, like when both the spinners were bowling, he was not trying to play those sweeps, reverse sweep, anything. He was playing on the V. If you have seen Rohit Sharma, so I think the kind of application, the kind of discipline he has shown on that knock tells a lot about Rohit Sharma as a batter in white ball, in red ball cricket. If you want, I think if you praise Rohit Sharma for his efforts in the UK while opening the innings against the Duke's ball, I think you need to appreciate his that knock as well. I think that knock shows his character as a player.
Right, and the kind of patience it took for
Absolutely.
Rohit Sharma to get onto that. He was also playing with a average, better than average strike rate on that pitch.
Yes, on that page when other batters were struggling to
Yes.
get going, he played his natural game, and
Right.
not he was not going after the ball. That's what I said, and he just he was playing the ball according to its merit. And it's on that on a rough page, on a low page. It at times it becomes difficult to do that. But Rohit Sharma's class, it's everything is possible.
You know how they say Rohit Sharma makes batting look easy?
Yeah, absolutely.
He proved it that day.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about like how Rohit Sharma did not, try any sweeps or any of the reckless shots, in contrast, when we look at the Australian batters, Alex Carey, how he came in and was hitting those sweeps.
But that was
haphazardly.
working for him. For Alex Carey, it was working for him, but most of the other batters, it did not work. And some of the batters, I think they got out in the first innings. I think there were 3 dismissal while trying to play reverse sweep or sweep.
Yes.
So, and someone, if you are playing sweep or reverse sweep against someone like Jadeja, whose ball goes a little bit on a faster and changes his pace, uses his crease, it's difficult.
Right.
So I think both Akshar and Jadeja, it is hard to play reverse sweep and sweeps as a non-subcontinental batters.
Right. And when we talk about Virat Kohli, I wouldn't say he's struggling in tests, but he set the bar so high that he isn't performing up to par.
Yeah.
His average has also dropped way below 50 now. You've seen him all these years. What has changed or what hasn't changed? Do you think there's something that could be pointed out here?
I don't think there is. He has changed his game a lot. I don't think so. It is just that he was going through a bad patch. Now he's coming back into, at least in white ball cricket, he has coming back. Now in red ball cricket. And Virat Kohli, obviously, he's a big player. You will see, whenever you see Virat Kohli, you can get the, from his, what can I say, from his style of walking, the way he handles himself, you can see that someone is here. You can feel his presence. Virat Kohli is someone who makes his presence felt both on the pitch and off the pitch.
Right.
So I don't think he has changed anything in his game. I think in this series, probably you will see a big score from Kohli. He is there. I have seen his nets. He is looking quite fluent at the nets. Against the spinners also, I think he spent I think an hour or so at the nets yesterday.
Yes, I was getting to it, that he spent a lot of time batting against spin,
yeah,
especially.
most of the people, most of the fans, I think, saw his car on social media. But behind that car, he was actually practicing for more than an hour. He batted in 2 sessions.
Right.
He took throwdowns, and then he faced the spinners. Some the Indian spinners were there, as well as people like Saurabh Kumar, the guy who has recently picked for the Indian Test team. Some of the local net bowlers were also there. So all of them were bowling some good balls, and there was some rough patch on that pitch where Virat Kohli was batting, and he was trying to use his feet, going and bowling, and the balls which are pitching on the rough, he was just trying to play the balls according to his pace, and he looked quite good. He looked quite settled as a batter on that at the crease.
Right, and that hard work is what the car.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's also this news going around, around our chief selector Chetan Sharma's. There was some kind of sting operation. What do you think? How will the BCCI react, or what can be said about this?
Obviously, I don't think it's a good timing, because in the middle of the series and all these things happen. The focus of, though these are professional players, all of them, but still, I think media needs to be a little more responsible, because in the middle of the season, and we are trying to find, secure our place for the World Test Championship final through this series. But BCCI, like I was talking with a senior journalist yesterday on one cricket story, and then he told me that, and what I feel that the BCCI, you will not see a knee-jerk reaction from the BCCI right now, that they will just react as per on the basis of the Twitter noise, on the basis of anything, but you will see some strong reaction coming from the BCCI. Probably, you will not, the chief selectors or any BCCI official for a long time now, they will not talk to the media. There will be some strict guidelines
Guidelines, yes.
for the officials, I guess. So BCCI will react, but they will have they will react. The timing you'll get to know.
Right. And like you said, the World Test Championship is on the line. Um, what are your predictions for this series?
I felt at the start of the series, I felt Australia's best chance was in Dharamshala, but with the Dharamshala test not happening, which is very unfortunate, I think Australia's probably best chance will be here in Delhi, because at Indore and Ahmedabad, those pitches, I think those will be more of a Nagpur kind of a pitch.
Right.
But here, I think there will be some runs on offer. If Mitchell Starks look fit, so if they have someone like wicket to wicket bowler, or like Cameron Green will be coming into the scheme of things. Will have two spinners also. Travis Head can bowl some good spin. So this test match is their best chance to be competitive.
And like you said, the Dharamshala test has now been shifted to Indore. Do you think that played out in favor of India?
Yes, I think so, because Dharamsala would have been on those kind of conditions, and early morning there will be some. It's an open ground, right? So there will be some breeze also, and early morning dew. Not early morning moisture, we can say, not dew. So yeah, but at Indore and Ahmedabad, I don't think there will be such things. So it will be like Nagpur. But Dharamshala would have been good, because I think Australia would have played three proper bowlers, pacers over there, and I would have loved to see a contest, on that backdrop, play, that would have been good. And I'm quite disappointed for the fans, actually, because I have seen on social media that a lot of fans have already booked their accommodations, booked their tickets, but now I guess
that's a bummer.
That's a very unfortunate.
Yes. Well, that is it for today. Thank you
you
for having such a wonderful conversation and being in our studio.
Thank you. It
For
has been a
everyone
pleasure.
who's watching, thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned in. We will be back with more content. Thank you.